And, there was a moment where I was playing defense against Cade, and he went to the hole, and I got elbowed in the face, like the first possession.
Flagrant elbow.
So that was, a welcome to NBA moment.
What's up, Piston fans? It's your boy, Flagrant Elbow, back with another one. The Detroit Pistons played the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they lost 88-112. A lot of things stand out in this game. I didn't even watch this game that closely because after the first quarter, I seen some things that I said, if we win, I go back and really dig into it. But it was some things that I saw in the first quarter that I didn't like from the Pistons, their body language. It just didn't seem like that type of the game that I wanted to see with the intensity defensively and on the offensive end. I mean, in the second quarter, and I think actually I did watch some of the second quarter, and I said, I'm not watching this. I check it out. If they win, I dig deep into it and watch it, replay it, watch it. But it's hard to watch when you don't see not only the intensity you need to see, but sometimes you got questions with the coaching. And those things matter when it comes to fans. We want to see the best of both worlds when it comes to that. They may not win, but effort and intensity, coaching, you want to see that every game. So when you don't see that, it kind of affects your mood for watching the game as tight as we would watch it any other time. But once again, it is the Pistons. It's our boys. We know that they're going through and dealing with a lot of things that it's going to take some time for them to work out. So we understand that. But before we get into the video, I want to thank all of my subscribers. We got 614. I appreciate every single last one of you guys and appreciate all of your support. So keep the support coming. Also, there's merchandise in the description. Check that out. And if you'd like to support the channel, that's a good way to support the channel, along with the likes and the dislikes if you don't like it, but also the likes and the comments. Those things help the algorithm to present the channel to more and more people. So appreciate any type of support you can give. Everybody that's been rocking with me from day one, and even your newcomers, I appreciate all of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So when I look at the game that the Pistons put on here against the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cavaliers winning 112 to the Detroit Pistons 88. First quarter kept it kind of close. Was raggedy from Detroit's end from my standpoint. 24-21 points. Cleveland won that quarter. Second quarter, 33-18. Detroit Pistons lost it. I don't know what happened, but they lost it in that second quarter. And like I said, I stopped watching it. I wasn't impressed by it. It was not exciting Detroit Pistons basketball. We're not going to win a lot of games, and I understand that. But it was not exciting Detroit Pistons basketball. They had some top-notch players out. Top-notch players out, not playing today. And we still didn't bring that intensity that we needed to bring. Team's not going to lie down for the Detroit Pistons. The refs aren't going to give you the game because you're the Detroit Pistons. You got to bring intensity. So the third quarter, Pistons kept it kind of close, 33-29 points. But it don't matter. It don't matter at this point after they outscored you 33-18 in the second. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You kept it close in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, the Cleveland Cavaliers outscored the Detroit Pistons 22-20. It's a lot of factors that went to this game from what I saw when I was watching it. Pistons shot 37 three-pointers. Cleveland shot 26. They shot 42%, hitting 11 of them. And the Pistons, out of those 37 they shot, they hit 13 of them for a 35%. I don't think the Detroit Pistons, we do have players that are able to knock down. You add Bojan in there, able to knock down that three-point shot. But to say we're a three-point shooting team, I don't think that's the answer. I just don't. I don't think that's the answer for the Detroit Pistons. Field goal wise, we shot 83% field goals. 83 field goals, hit 31 of them for 37%. Cleveland shot 81% and hit 54%. So we're shooting shots, and we're choosing to shoot a lot more three-pointers than is necessary with the squad we have. It's not necessary for us to think that we're the Golden State Warriors. We're not. We got Bojan and Sadiq can knock down some three-point shots. Killian can't knock down anything when he come in off the bench. So we just riding with our starting group with three-point shots, and then when the bench come in, there's no support for that. And if the starters aren't hitting those three-point shots, then you're really suffering. So Bojan ended up tonight. It was a bad game for him. He had 6 points. Sadiq Bey had 18 points. Cade Cunningham led the whole squad with 19 points. Jaden Ivey was right behind him with 18 points. He was the second best player tonight behind Cade Cunningham. Isaiah Livers had 11 points. So we had 4 players in double digits. But there still wasn't enough to be competitive. It wasn't enough to be competitive. Our starting center had 6 points and 4 rebounds in 24 minutes. They got him in foul trouble as soon as he started the game. He only played 24 minutes tonight. Nerlens played 19 minutes. I think Isaiah Livers came in and he was even playing center for a minute. So the reason for all of this turmoil, especially in the front court, is of course that Marvin Bagley is out. He's not playing right now. Jalen Duren is out. He's not playing right now. So if that's our answer to why we getting killed in the paint on rebounds or scoring, then we'll roll with that, I guess, because that's what we have to do, right? But check this number out. The Cleveland Cavaliers scored 58 points in the paint. The Detroit Pistons scored 24 points in the paint. We got killed in the paint. Rebounds, 47 rebounds to 34. We got killed in the paint. So defensively, we're losing the game. When defense kicks in there, it gives you a chance to win every single game. When you have defensive intensity, you have a chance to win every single game. When you lack defensive intensity, you're going to struggle. And that's what's happening. Detroit Pistons are struggling to win games, to be effective in the way they defend, because we have no presence in the paint. And we understand that because we have players that are not playing. But even when you bring Nerlens in, Nerlens Noel comes in there, and we still don't have a presence in the paint. And that's affecting the game. Evan Mobley came in there. He got 8 block shots. 8 block shots. Who gets 8 block shots in the game? No, wait, go ahead. Who gets 8 block shots in the game? Evan Mobley comes in there and gets 8 block shots in a game. You hate when teams come in here and you got role players that get career games against the Detroit Pistons. You hate that. Kevin Love, 30 points, 10 assists, 8 boards. He almost had a triple-double against the Detroit Pistons tonight. Jared Allen, he came in there and he got you 2 block shots. But Evan Mobley got you 8 block shots. He only scored 11 points, but still 8 block shots, 8 assists. Those matter. Jared Allen comes in there and gets 23 points. Jared Allen is not a scorer. He gets 23 points, 7 boards, 2 blocks. He had 4 turnovers, though. The one good thing about the Pistons is that they had active hands. They had active hands. 6 steals this game. 6 block shots, but then Cleveland had 13 block shots. So it was a lot of things. Defensively, the intensity, it was there somewhat. They got in the passing lane a lot. From what I did watch of the game, when I was watching it, they were getting a lot of tip balls. But my goodness, when you're looking at a team that's allowing somebody to get 8 block shots and allowing us to get killed in the paint like that. As far as points in the paint, 58-24, that's going to make a difference to any team, and especially to the outcome. So this was an uninspired game, in my opinion. Uninspired game. The Detroit Pistons did not come to play tonight, and they were without Cleveland was without Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and they still won big, over 20 points on the Detroit Pistons. So what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to say, fire Casey, get Casey out of there. And if this is what you're going to present, then people have a case for that. People have a case for you as head coach. If you can't get your players to be motivated to play against a team that's mentioned a backcourt like Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and you guys can't pull off a win on that, and we have a backcourt of Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, can at least keep it close and be competitive. So it makes it difficult to put up an argument to support whatever's going on with Detroit right now. Effort needs to be there. I don't care what the score is. Effort needs to be there. And the Detroit Pistons have to come with, and I'll say it again for the 20th time, defensive intensity. They have to have defensive intensity. One thing this game showed me that the Pistons can do is that they can get steals. They can get the turning lane. The passing lanes. They're a fast enough team to get downhill in a minute. And that should be what we rest our hats on. That's defensive intensity. Right now, as we're continuing to rebuild, things aren't necessarily going to click immediately with chemistry. But as far as defensively and defensive intensity, regardless of what chemistry is, regardless if shots are falling or not, your team can still be effective and win games if you have defensive intensity. And that's what the Detroit Pistons right now need to work on continually having. Every single game. Every single game. Whether or not it's favorable, it's a game that you feel that you want to win or not, they have to have defensive intensity. So, looking at the stats from this game, I don't think Detroit had that tonight. It was a game that could have been won, in my opinion, but shooting too many threes that weren't dropping just made a difference. Giving up rebounds, giving up points in the paint, too easy down there. Detroit, we don't have any big people down there because of the injuries. And Nerlens is not making that much of a difference when he comes in there. So much so that it was okay for the team to go ahead and put in Isaiah Livers at the 5. Isaiah Livers played 21 minutes. Nerlens Noel only played 18. So we were okay with putting Isaiah Livers in there to help out, and Kevin Knox to help out. That's tough. That's tough. So, Bojan had a tough night shooting tonight. 1 of 4 from the 3-point line, 2 of 9, and only 1 free throw attempt. The refs still aren't giving us anything. Kay Cunningham, only 3 free throw attempts. The refs aren't giving us anything. J.I., 6 free throw attempts. And one thing I say about J.I., and I've said it before in another video, he doesn't need plays ran for him. That's why you could stagger him more with the second unit. Sadiq was not aggressive at all, in my opinion. In spurts, rather, but not from what I seen from the game. I mean, is he on the floor? Is he on the floor, or is he trying to shoot threes all night? He attempted 7 3-pointers. Got to the free throw line 3 times, but keep penetrating. Drive to the basket. Between Sadiq Bey and Kay Cunningham, drive to the basket. Beef Stew, when he was most effective, he was doing everything he could to get to that basket. Everything he could, he was doing to get to the basket. He shot 1 3-pointer today and missed it. But get to the basket. The whole team needs to force other teams. Since we got bigs that are not playing right now because of injury, and even when they come back, the Detroit Pistons mindset should be not only we finna stand around and shoot threes, but we finna penetrate. We taking everybody on the team, take it to the rim. Block or not, it don't matter. Take it to the brim. Take it to the rim. And what happens is you start getting those foul calls coming. And now the fact that we're short or limited in the front court, it evens off as their big men start getting in foul trouble too. Sometimes you gotta force those refs to make the calls. And if you're gonna stand around and shoot threes, or stand around, I've seen a lot of this penetration, and I'm trying to kick it out. I have a chance to lay it up on the glass, but I'm gonna kick it out. What are you doing? I've seen Killian do that quite a few times tonight. Killian refuses to finish sometimes. Finish the play. Finish at the rim. So it kind of hurts the team, hurts the fan base when you watch games like this. You're right at the basket. Put the ball up on the glass. Put pressure on their defense. Put pressure on them boys. So that's my take on the game tonight. Once again, the Detroit Pistons lost 112 to 88 to the Cleveland Cavaliers without their 2-star players in the backcourt. Hurt us big time, hurt us bad, but that's okay. That's okay. Pistons have to stay focused. The season is not going to necessarily be favorable, but not the season's not going to be favorable, but the record it's not going to be favorable necessarily. But the one thing about it, you got OKC coming up next on the 7th, 7:30. So you got to stay focused because teams going to keep coming at you. Competition's going to be great, and it's all a learning experience for this young team. They all need to learn. So that's fine. But they got to keep grinding. And we as fans just got to be patient. Once again, they're a season or 2, a season or 3 away from being serious contenders in the Eastern Conference. We just got to hang in there. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. With that being said, leave it in the comments how you feel about tonight's game. Thank you again for 614 subscribers. I appreciate all the support. Check out the merchandise and the links in the description. And with that being said, stay safe.